Have you ever stopped to think, what would happen if Batman decided to take on the Justice League? Yeah, the guy with no superpowers, just his brain, strategy, and paranoia, made secret plans to take down each of Earth's most powerful heroes. And the worst part? These plans actually work. Today, we're diving into the darkest corners of the Dark Knight's mind to see how he could take down his own allies, gods, aliens, and even Superman. So hit that like button, ring the bell, and subscribe to the channel, because what's coming next will prove that Batman is the most dangerous hero of all. Wonder Woman. In Tower of Babel, Batman proved that no one, not even a goddess, is beyond the reach of his strategic mind. In the Justice League's secret files, it was revealed that his plan to neutralize Wonder Woman was simply brutal. Diana would be infected with nanites, tiny machines that would infiltrate her body and put her into a virtual battle reality. In there, she'd face an opponent identical to herself. Same strength, same speed, same determination. A perfect mirror of her own warrior essence. And here's the genius move. This opponent could never be defeated. Every hit would make Diana think she was about to win, but the fight would never end. And since Wonder Woman never gives up, Batman's plan was to keep her trapped in this eternal battle until her real body collapsed from exhaustion. A cruel plan? Yeah, but also proof that the Dark Knight knows better than anyone the weakness of every hero, even the greatest warrior of Olympus. Martian Manhunter. Not many people know the real fear of the Martian Manhunter, but Batman knows it all. John Johns is one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Telepath, shapeshifter, intangible, a beast in terms of strength and skill. But he has one deadly weakness: fire. Knowing this, the Dark Knight came up with a plan that was downright terrifying. He'd use nanites to cover the Martian's skin with a layer of magnesium, a highly flammable element. That way, John's body would turn into a living bomb, a match just waiting to ignite. And the result? The Martian Manhunter himself would catch fire instantly, turning his greatest gift, the ability to shapeshift, into a fiery prison he couldn't escape. A quick, cruel, and efficient plan, exactly how Batman likes it. Because in the end, the Bat's greatest power is knowing everyone else's fear and using it as a weapon. Cyborg. When it comes to technology, Cyborg is pretty much unbeatable. Half man, half machine, he's the digital brain of the Justice League, capable of hacking satellites, opening portals, and taking down entire armies with a single command. But what if someone could shut him down? During the events of the New 52, Batman already had an answer for that. He developed a special suit, designed to take on each member of the League, and in Cyborg's case, the attack was direct and precise, an electromagnetic pulse calibrated to completely disable his systems. Imagine the scene. In seconds, all of Cyborg's circuits would be fried, his connections cut off, and the hero would fall, powerless, blind, and offline. A simple energy pulse, and the man-machine would be back to just being a man. Cold? Yeah, but that's Batman's logic. Eliminate the threat with the same efficiency as a line of code. And hey, if you're liking this darker side of Batman, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click on the Hypar option to help support the Bat community here. That way, you won't miss any new videos, and you'll help the algorithm know there's a true League fan watching. Now let's keep going, because the next Batman plan is one of the craziest of them all. Plastic Man. Plastic Man is definitely one of the most unpredictable members of the League. His body can stretch, flatten, twist, and take almost any shape. He can escape prisons, withstand devastating impacts, and even infiltrate machines. But Batman, he always finds a limit. In the Bat Files, the plan to deal with him was simple, direct, and absolutely lethal. Freeze Plastic Man's body with liquid nitrogen. Just imagine, in seconds, that flexible, invulnerable body would turn as rigid as glass. And the next step would be even more merciless, shattering him completely. No screams, no struggle, no chance of regeneration. Batman knew that to take down someone so unpredictable, he had to act fast, not giving him any time to react. A cold, almost surgical plan, but it shows the most relentless side of the Dark Knight. He doesn't think about whether he should win, he thinks about how he will win. Aquaman. Aquaman is the king of the seas, a warrior who can crush submarines with his hands and command the entire ocean with a single thought. But even the ruler of Atlantis has a deadly dependency. He needs water to survive. And Batman, of course, turned that into the perfect weapon. His plan involved using a modified version of Scarecrow's fear toxin, the one that creates illusions based on the greatest fears of those who inhale it. But here, the Dark Knight took it a step further. He altered the compound to make Arthur Curry develop extreme hydrophobia. That's right, the hero of the oceans would start fearing water. Every drop, every wave, every splash would become a nightmare, and the result would be devastating. Unable to enter the sea, Aquaman would lose his strength, his army, and even his identity as the king of the seas. With a single psychological move, Batman wouldn't just defeat Aquaman, he'd break him from the inside. Green Lantern. Among all the members of the League, Green Lantern is powered by something unique: willpower. His ring turns thought into reality, making him one of the most powerful beings in the universe. But Batman knows even the strongest will can be bent. In his contingency plan, the Dark Knight decided to attack not Hal Jordan's body, but his mind. While the Lantern was sleeping, Batman would put the power ring on his own finger and, during the hero's deep sleep, implant a hypnotic suggestion, the idea that he was blind. Yeah, blind. And the ring, connected to its wearer's psyche, would immediately obey that fear. Unable to see or believe in himself, Hal Jordan would become incapable of using the ring, turning his most powerful weapon completely useless. A psychological, silent, and precise plan. No explosions, no fighting, just Batman's mind taking down one of the most feared forces in the cosmos. Flash. Defeating the Flash is almost impossible. He moves faster than light, phases through walls, and can even travel through time. But Batman never plays by the impossible rules. He calculates. Knowing that Flash would vibrate his body to let any projectile pass through him without harm, the Dark Knight came up with something terrifying: a unique vibrating bullet, able to tune into the same frequency as the Speedster. When fired, it wouldn't pass through Barry Allen. It would scream inside him. Designed to hit the base of the neck, this bullet would trigger seizures at the speed of light, causing the Flash's body to collapse before he even felt the impact. In a matter of microseconds, the world's fastest man would be motionless, frozen between one thought and another. A simple calculation, a fraction of a second. And Batman would prove that, even against speed, strategy always gets there first. Superman. And now, we get to the most feared of them all. The man who can move mountains, hear the entire world, and see beyond the atmosphere. The symbol of hope, and Batman's ultimate target. The plan to defeat Superman was a mix of science and cruelty. The Dark Knight would create an artificial red kryptonite made in a lab, capable of completely distorting the Man of Steel's biology. At the same time, his skin would be turned into a transparent surface, directly exposing his cells to solar radiation, which, instead of strengthening him, would overload him. The result? Excruciating pain, overstimulated senses, and a mind on the verge of collapse. Superman the Invincible would go blind from his own sight, deaf from his own hearing, and so sensitive to light that he could barely breathe. No fight, no punches, just Batman, and the reminder that even the most powerful god can fall before a man with a plan. In the end, these plans prove one thing: Batman might be human, but he thinks like a god. And if you enjoyed diving into the mind of the Dark Knight, click on the video next to this one and check out the secret behind the Green Lantern constructs, because the power of the lanterns is way darker than you think.